Hi, everybody, and welcome to our, for entertainment purposes only, channel, Big Apple Mountain Tarot and Astrology. I'm Mike Rusnak.
I'm Everest Hall. Today we're going to be speaking to you about the full moon that's happening in Gemini, and that's going to be on Monday, November 27th, 2:16 a.m. Mountain Time.
So that's 4:16 a.m. Eastern Time and 9:16 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes. And we're in Sagittarius. Happy Sagittarius season to everybody.
The sun moved in on November 23rd. So we've been in Sagittarius season now.
A couple days.
Yeah.
So Sagittarius.
Fire sign.
Sagittarius is about higher learning, long distance travel. It has a lot to do with faith and belief.
Faith, justice, and yes, that leap of
Yeah,
faith.
that leap of faith.
Yeah.
The arrow being shot and the faith that it's going to land at where it is.
And religion.
And also the faith that our legal systems will work. And so the sun is in Sagittarius. The moon's going to be in Gemini. And alongside the sun, we've been having this tight conjunction with Mars.
Yes, and Mars has been tightly conjunct with the sun since the new moon in Scorpio last month. And Mars will be riding alongside the sun right until the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Until towards the end of December. So this energy, while it is focused, but it is very primal energy.
Yeah, it's a very fiery. Both
it's
the sun,
eruptive. It's super eruptive.
Both the sun and Mars are considered malefics, and it was kind of an intense new Scorpio moon for a lot of people out there. So this energy is continuing for the full moon.
Yeah, and it's also a mutable energy. That we have 6 planets in mutable signs. So the energy is very mercurial, very changeable, very slippery. And for, for fixed signs,
it's a little hard. The mutable signs are all about being versatile and about developing into other things and adaptability and movement and kind of
wrapping things up.
And wrapping things up as it moves into the cardinal signs.
Yeah. We also have Venus at 21 degrees Libra. And Venus is squaring Pluto at 28 degrees of Capricorn.
Yes.
And Venus in Libra is urging us to go deeper in our relationships and to secure ourselves financially while it's squared to Pluto. The other thing I wanted to say is that Mercury is in Sagittarius also, and Mercury will be squared to Neptune in Pisces.
Right.
And this is an exact square. Neptune is retrograde
and
in
Mercury
Pisces.
rules Gemini.
Yes, Mercury rules Gemini.
So Mercury's going to be opposite of its sign. That's going to be causing some tension.
Yes.
And then it's also to squaring
to Neptune. So for this full moon, Gemini represents communication, interests,
conversation,
like small talk, quick little trips.
Yeah. It's kind of this stuff.
Interpersonal relationships. Yeah. Brotherhood.
Conversation. How we communicate the little bits of our day. It's very important for humans.
Yeah. Our habits, our inclinations. Yeah. And for this full moon, it's asking us to look at where we need strengthening with our boundaries.
Yeah.
Right?
Pluto. Also, Gemini. God, I love my Gemini friends and family, but they can get a little scattered because there's all these little kind of bits of communication, buzzing around.
Ideas. But then
words.
The flaw, I'll carefully parse my words, with Gemini, is that they could be a bit non-committal.
A bit flighty.
I think I could say that.
Yeah, a little, because there's so many ideas, and all of them are important, and they're all so interesting. And let's just talk about all these different options.
It's so much fun to be buzzing around.
Oh my God, all these ideas. Yeah. But then you got Neptune, that is kind of adding a lot of fog to it. Yes. So there can be, and I was gonna say this out there, there will be
Yeah.
some frustration in our words, some confusion in what's being said and what's being heard.
The more we try to communicate, it's going to be like that dream where you're running in jello.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not only will Neptune be squaring to Mercury, but Saturn will be squaring to the sun and the moon.
Right. So, and what is
Saturn is in Pisces. Saturn's at 0 degrees of Pisces, and Saturn puts up limitations, restrictions. Right?
So traditionally, Saturn was the edge of our perceived universe. It's the last planet you can see with your eyes, and it represents the barrier, the restrictions, a lot of karmic law. It's this big father planet that tells you to go to bed, wash your ears, do everything right, follow the rules. And it can be a bit of a drag if you're not cool with rules.
Yeah. Saturn will be throwing up limitations.
So there's limitations.
It will feel frustrating.
Yes.
Our advice is, since Neptune is squaring to Mercury, and since we're in the season of Sagittarius and it's about higher learning and maybe leveling up, and if the year is just a spiral and you're above where you were a year ago, well, why don't we try to learn some new communication skills?
How about some nonverbal communication skills? And all right, so
but that is our advice.
Telepathy.
Practice your ESP, your telepathy. Practice communicating aside from talking and texting and thumbs.
It's like ESP is a little bit more tangible than we would assume it is. It requires a certain amount of empathy and not judgmentalness and a certain openness. We're always together, so we have a very funny telepathic relationship. But sometimes I'm just sitting and I'm thinking about somebody, and you can almost kind of
you wake them up.
Imagine what that thought is, and it's like the telephone game when you get the telephone call before.
It still works.
It still works, and you're thinking about someone.
Yeah.
So if you kind of clear your mind and you remove all the judgment and just kind of think about someone, and visualize the the inside of their head. And then
visualize the message.
And it'll come through.
So practice your telepathy. Sit on, I know we say this a lot, but sit on your reactions. Try not to, because this is very eruptive energy.
Right, it's
with
very
Mars,
eruptive.
And Mars is going to be with us until December 20th around. Neptune will go direct on Pearl Harbor Day in the United States. It's December 7th, Neptune moves direct. And then December 13th, Mercury will move retrograde as well. So while Mercury is moving retrograde, just get out ahead of the game and try.
So be aware that there's going to be some frustrations, and it's quite possible if you're the type of person who has a big mouth and likes to get into fights with your family, perhaps take a couple minutes, Everest, and don't. But think, imagine what they're thinking in their heart and how they're feeling and what the true nature of it is, and the better kind of non-verbal stuff. This is one of those moons where words fail.
Words do fail. And if we're leveling up, if we're actually evolving and using solar messaging that's coming in through
maximum. Okay, so this is pretty deep woo-woo we're talking about here with telepathy and human consciousness and heart space. Being that it's Sagittarius, I'm gonna get real heavy. Being that it's Sagittarius, the sign occupies the galactic center.
27 degrees of Sagittarius is the galactic center, and it doesn't move. It just stays 27 degrees.
It's a fixed point.
Mercury will be at 24 degrees of Sagittarius, close enough to the galactic center.
Right.
And while we're reaching solar maximum early, because it was supposed to be in 2025, but apparently it's happening now.
Now we're in solar maximum. So the sun's rays are giving us not only
it's bringing
light,
us information.
It's bringing us information from the galaxy, and this is non-interference English human language.
Lucky for us.
I know, lucky for us. And being that Sagittarius is where our sun is, there's all this galactic information that's coming towards us. So instead of getting frustrated with how the words are failing us and frustrated in interpersonal conversations.
Well, it's almost impossible to keep up with our mental activity. You know, our tongue and our language can't possibly operate at the speed of which we're thinking and understanding.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's an amount of intuition and faith in the nonverbal communication skills that we have.
Yeah.
That if we kind of bring it up to our highest level and elevate ourselves to like the best people that we can be on Earth and not get tripped up with the language problems this moon, I think we'll all get through it a lot easier with.
And if you're aware of the movement of the moon, then you're out ahead of it.
Right, you're out ahead of it.
You're trying to keep balance. And it is just trying to find that right frequency. Now, which timeline will you choose?
Correct.
Dear native, which timeline do you want to be on?
Right.
And now we get to choose.
Yeah. You know, it's a different world right now. It's totally...
It is a different world, and it takes a lot of energy and balance to kind of behold a world that's just awash in war and violence and confusion, misinformation, you know, it's a lot to just keep cool.
Yeah.
And we have to.
Yeah.
Because we're co-creators of a new reality.
Right. And we all know everything's manipulated. It's okay. You know, just roll with it. It's fine.
Now, with that,
hey, let's use some nonverbal communications and look at our tarot cards. I'm going to put this, I'm going to pause this for 1 second while we shuffle.
Shuffle once more. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
We're back.
Okay, we're back, and the cards are being beautifully shuffled by Mike. It's also a snowy day here in New Mexico, and we have the fire going, and we're all cuddled up in sweaters. I'm feeling pretty great about it.
We're pretty bubbly for the intensity that this moon is bringing. Yeah. I think I just want to convey to people that it will be a tough moon. It will be tricky, slippery. Yes. But if you're really working to harness your highest intentions and sitting on your words and just hanging on. And just breathing and just meditating.
I find all the drama very exciting.
So what are we pulling?
We're going to pull 2 cards for each element.
Okay.
We're going to start with fire, and then we'll do earth, and then we'll do air, and we'll do water.
So we'll start Aries, Leo, Sag.
Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay.
There.
And I'm going to pull...
the 2 cards.
1. Oh, wait. Deck's upside down. 1, 2. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Fire.
Yeah. So rods or wands are passions. And fire, and it's also our ego.
It's our ego.
Our ego.
So here we have 8 of wands coming in fast. And it's also kind of about not only like speed of movement and speed of passion, but lining things up and getting all your ducks in a row, per se.
Yeah.
And then here we have the Fool, which is the 0 card.
Beginner's mind.
Beginner's mind.
Like just fresh-faced beginner's mind. The message I'm getting is to simplify. Simplify all your projects, and that's for this moon.
Yeah.
Pare down everything you're doing to like one thing.
Yes.
Just one.
Take care of each thing at a time and complete it, and then start the next task. So if you have like a lot of really exciting ideas that are new and fresh that you're really thrilled about, that are new, you know, just kind of make a list and then just finish it. Start at number 1 and finish it.
But you have to go all the way to the end and complete it and cross it off before starting something else new.
Correct.
Right? Because Gemini will have you buzzing around and doing a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, and then setting a timer, and then the timer goes off, and then you move on to something else, then you do something else.
And the Sun and Mars, both fire signs, are together, so there's a lot of heat, a lot of passion, a lot of aggression.
You'll burn yourself out.
You'll burn yourself out, and you'll burn everyone else out around you. Okay, Earth.
Good.
Thank you. Taurus. Oh, goodness. Okay. They're not upside down. I'm just pulling them upside down. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, well, these cards go together, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. And speaking of financial stability, yeah.
So here we have charity. When you're looking at this card, take your first impression on which figure.
On who are you in this
Who are
card?
you?
Are you these people here?
You know, like this.
Are you the nobleman?
You know, like this guy's got all the money. This one's getting a little bit, and this one's not getting any. And then we have 5 of Pentacles. So we have Pentacles, which are Earth. Have to do with value, not just money, but our personal values, our body,
our physical body too. Yeah.
Now, this is very interesting. So we have these 2 people that are destitute, and they're walking past this church. One of the things about this card is the idea of doing it the hard way, of not taking the charity, but making your own way through the world, even if the world is cold and inhospitable.
Sometimes it means a delayed gratification. Or yes, yeah. Just suffering for now, knowing that it will be easier later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But wherever you put your attention on will magnify, and focus your attention on the lovely warmth of the stained glass.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And it's this thing with money and this moon about frustration, where being charitable, and even if you don't have a lot of money, but you still give like what you can, and if you occupy the inside of the church, you know, there's a warmth and there's a kindness and there's love and there's a compassion and there's a giving to that, which you know, just amplifies how much you do have it, even if you don't have a lot. You're just giving a little bit. Like
it comes back.
It comes back. Tipping, you know, your hostess.
Tipping's wonderful.
You know, tipping's wonderful. It comes back to you in a cycle.
Or buying yourself flowers when you're feeling down. Just remember to buy yourself flowers. To you know, spend a few bucks just to beautify your own surroundings.
Yeah. Be charitable to yourself and everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, Mike. Be charitable to yourself.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like that.
Next.
Okay. So now we're going to do air.
So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
Okay. Hi, guys. We're working hard at our workbench. And we have the Queen of Swords. So things are getting a little clearer as we're working hard. And this is kind of like that Neptune square Mercury energy here. So if you see on the Queen of Swords, it's foggy and it's hazy, but she's lifting the sword, which is a thought, which is truth.
A thought rises above the fog.
Yeah. Because she's kind of choosing to, and she has the intention to clarify the thought. As we're working and doing our job on Earth, and we have, you know, I think he's got like all this work ahead of him. But if you kind of like just kind of think about it and clarify what you're doing, because this is confusing.
What's it all for?
What is it all for? Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We're a little heady. Yeah, so this could be like a real hard.
Yeah, a little less emotional, more heady.
Yeah.
And it may, you know, take a little bit of practice to drop into your instincts, your intuition.
Your intuition, your nonverbal communication. I get a little lost in my head and have a hard time centering into my emotions. And so I have to intellectualize and think about my emotions and to kind of recheck myself. Is this like a real, truthful emotion that I'm having? Or am I just kind of going through the work of thinking about it? You know, I'm kind of like hammering away at my thoughts and my intellectual kind of mindset.
Beware of Mars.
Yes.
Beware of Mars. It's a lot of ego.
It is a lot of ego.
Try to get away from the ego.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're right and you just kind of wait like a week, you know, you're still right. You don't have to say anything. You know, you can just kind of...
Yeah, things that can't be hidden for long. The sun, the moon, and the truth.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Water. Okay, so we've got Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Hello, Queen of Water, Queen of
Works
Cups.
perfectly.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Wow, beautiful.
This is a great combination. So we have temperament, which is a balance. It is finding that combination of the terrestrial and the celestial, our earthly terrestrial life and our spiritual emotional life, and finding the balance on it. This angel here has got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on earth, and there's a path behind them leading to happiness and sunshine, illumination. This queen, she is on the banks of the ocean. You know, it's kind of the White Cliffs of Dover.
She's staring at the cup like she's reading right through it.
Yeah.
And she knows what's inside. She knows what she's on top of.
And it's the only cup that has
the cover.
The cover on top. So if you could imagine,
full in control.
Full in control. She's like the mother of emotions and the mother of those celestial waters. And here we have those waters being like mixed divinely. So like terrestrially, kind of like kept the lid on it, kept quiet.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of believe that the things that are really important to you, you never talk about, you don't really discuss, only with the really most kind of intimate people. And
when you're defining what is holy or what is goodly or godly for yourself, then you don't really open it up to debate.
No, you don't need to.
Keep it under your own hat. You know, you don't need to get approval from anyone for that.
No, you don't need to get approval from anyone if you know it.
Thank you.
That's right. And this is that nonverbal communications that you can have, where you can just kind of sit in a truth that you own, not talk about it, but it still comes across with everybody that you're around and that you communicate with, because it's there and it's real and it's solid and it's pure and it's holy. So that's my water.
Very good.
Thank you, Mikey.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and if you made it to the end, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you for commenting and liking. We love all that. And if anybody wants a reading, we do readings, and you can just reach out to us, and we'll talk about that.
And we'll see you back here for the Sagittarius new moon.
Yay!
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.